Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Got a new semiconductor here. It's new to me. I was researching some other semis and come across this one, and looks pretty interesting. Had some good talk about it, and decided to make a video about it and see who out there has this one, as there is a bunch of talk about semiconductors, and so I thought that's why I started looking into them. But this is NXP Semiconductors. Ticker is NXPI. Currently at $201.13. But look at this past year, it's up 139%. It's more than double in price, up $117. You could have got it back in April for $81. I'm sure it was lower than that here in the pandemic. Yeah, you could have got it for $73, but ever since the pandemic, I mean, that's just almost a ladder, if you will. That's steeper almost than a staircase. There's certain presidents that wouldn't be able to climb. I shouldn't throw that out. I had to throw that in there, so that's too funny. Back to NXPI. You can see what it's done there over the last year. 140%, 13% in the last 3 months. So this one's kind of up and down. 184 back up to 215. So this one's kind of got some volatility. I haven't looked at a lot of other semiconductor plays, but I'm sure they've all been kind of volatile here lately. But this one's feel free to pause and go over that there for yourself. I'm not going to read all that. Founded in 2006, $57 billion market cap, and for you dividend investors, which I'm one of them, I like dividends. Some people don't. They want growth. I feel growth and dividends are a good thing. So $2.63 million shares of volume. And this kind of goes over the chip shortage. Analysts are giving it a 71%. And here's kind of a look at earnings. And they have earnings coming up the 26th after hours. So if you're in this one, be watching for that. Again, shows right here on April 26th. Automotive radar market of Middle East and North Africa industry size share analyst price report forecast 2020 to 2025. So these, when I look at them, are definitely a long-term play. This isn't a short-term play. Not saying that I'm going to buy some today, but if I was going to buy them, it would be a long-term play. As you can see, it's forecasted 2025, at least a 2-year play on these, no less, unless it totally went up and then decided to cash out, but that's another story. But this kind of goes over some of the semiconductor information, analog devices, and text instruments. Feel free to pause and read most of that there for yourself. I have some other articles to go over here. You can also find this one on MarketWatch. But the automotive radar market of Middle East and North Africa is segmented based on the range of radar that includes short and medium range radar and long range radar. Segment dominated the market in 2017, market value of $150 million. 2017 expected to remain highest during the period 2018 to 2024. And feel free to pause and go over the rest there. Quite a bit of information in this article. You can go right to the source, find it on MarketWatch. Moving on, judge denies injunction on chipmaker, puts Jeep Grand Cherokee production in jeopardy. This is just dated on the 16th. A Michigan federal judge on Friday denied the injunction request between the supplier. A decision could imperil production on the popular Jeep Grand Cherokee in Detroit. And I'll need to show some love for Michigan and Minnesota and all those states up there. But this kind of goes over how the judge determined the global shortage of semiconductors that has caused furloughs to work stoppages at many auto plants would have made an order requiring Dutch manufacturer NXP Semiconductors to provide and reallocate microchips to suppliers of Shelby Township based on unenforceable. The decision comes just after the maker of the Jeep SUV and Ram trucks on Friday said is extending downtime at 4 other plants, including at Warren Trucks, related to the chip shortage and other supply chain constraints. And there's a picture of a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so if you have a Jeep, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. But NXP's chips are used to control boards that operate the interior plastics. JVIS makes with buttons and knobs that control the vehicle's HVAC system, radio, and other functions. 5 weeks of production cost NXPU 5 weeks of production, and it lost or delayed 700,000 chips, which has been kind of tough here in the last month or two, or however long that's been going on. I haven't kept track. Feel free to pause and go over the rest. I'm just going to slowly scroll through. But there's been a chip shortage. I know it's hurt Ford. Looks like it's possibly impacted Jeep. I'm sure all of the autos are going to are feeling the pinch of the chip shortage. I did a video, I think it was on Xpeng a week or two ago, that talked about them going to make their own chips. So you might see that in the near future. Automakers going to make their own chips so you don't delay production. So this kind of goes over shareholder meetings expected to extend into the second half. Crosstown rivals General Motors and Ford Motor Company expect hundreds of millions of dollars in losses related to the shortage. So that's kind of what made me start looking at semiconductors, just because there is a shortage going on, and see if we can find some information and see what we can do to profit off of it. But again, this kind of goes over the forecast of 2016 to 2024. Audio amplifier market analyst key indicators forecast 2027. Kind of goes over some more semiconductor information. Growth drivers. The report provides an accurate and professional study of global market business scenarios, complex analysis of opportunities, growth drivers, and future forecasts is presented in simple and easily understandable formats. And feel free to pause and go over the rest there for yourself. Quite a bit of information in here. Again, you can find... I'll just go back to the beginning so you can see the website. Again, you can find this one on KSU, the Sentinel newspaper. And over here to Reddit. Like I said, I hadn't heard of NXPI until I started researching and came across this one, and thought it looked pretty interesting, and didn't look too bad, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it and see who out there has it. As you can see there, I've talked about AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA here on the channel as well. And we'll go over and check out StockTwits. As you can see, the 52-week low of 84.80, a high of 216.43, $53 billion market cap. So this is a pretty good sized company, 1.78 million shares on volume. Call sweeps over 500,000. Wants to go higher. Unusual call block 2,500. April 215 calls open. Again, I don't do a whole lot of options. I don't know this stock well enough to do an option. I just did a video on Apple earlier and said on that video I would be comfortable doing an option on Apple or something like AT&T or Verizon, something that doesn't move a lot. When it does move down, it's not for very long. Usually tends to go back up. Those are the kind of stocks that I would be comfortable doing a option on. But as you can see, a lot of people are bullish on NXPI. But if you have NXPI, go ahead and leave that in the comments along with your cost basis. And if you have any other favorite semiconductor plays. Like I said, I've covered Intel on the channel a couple times and AMD. And starting to look in some more of them. But this is showing current 201.13 projection over the year, a 4.55% upside of $210.28, high of 250, low of 168. So not too bad on the ratings. And that's all that I have on NXP Semiconductors. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing. That would really help out the channel. And hit that bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.